What if I told you that the fastest way to manifest what you want isn't about doing more, but it's about feeling more? Most people try to think and plan their way to results, and that's definitely part of the process. But real transformation, true manifestation, happens when you begin to trust that quiet internal voice that every one of us has. In this video, we're going to talk about why your intuition is such a powerful force when it comes to manifestation. Especially if you've been maybe stuck in a certain situation, overthinking, or second guessing your next step, then this video is definitely for you. And before we dive in, don't forget that if you sign up right now for my newsletter, the links are below in the description and pinned comment, you can get one of my free popular meditations. So I'd love for you to join our growing community. So with that, let's get started. So first of all, what exactly is intuition? Intuition is that inner voice, that inner compass that every one of us has. It's not a thought, it's not an emotion. It's this very subtle, quiet knowing that we have that bypasses logic. And the beautiful thing about it is that it comes from our higher self. It's like true wisdom. And unlike other emotions, like unlike fear or doubt or worry, intuition feels very calm. It's often this very quiet, calm sense of knowing in the background. At least that's how it's been many times in my life. Even when it's maybe something that feels like it's a lot, like a huge life decision, there's just this very peaceful, quiet knowing that, yes, Jeff, like this is the right path. And the thing is, your intuition, it just knows, because again, it's coming from a higher plane. It's coming from your higher self. So when you learn to tap into and follow that sense of knowing and that wisdom, life can unfold in a way that feels much more guided and aligned with your true purpose. So why is intuition such a powerful force when it comes to manifestation? Well, remember, manifestation isn't about forcing anything. It's really about aligning. In this quantum world, what you want already exists. And what we're doing is we're helping you align to a frequency at which the reality you desire is already present, right? I know that's maybe a little out there for some of you, but just bear with me. What we're saying is you have to really change yourself and raise your frequency to now become a new version of you before you can attract what you want. So when we rely on logic or strategy, we often overthink, or we hesitate, or we move in the wrong direction. But your intuition already knows the next move, the next couple moves for you. And it leads you toward situations, towards people, places, situations, experiences that match where you're truly meant to go. So when you listen to and can tap into that wisdom of that inner voice, of your intuition, then you can slowly chart that correct path and become the version of you who is already living the life that you desire. So one interesting concept here is, maybe you're someone who isn't quite as in touch with that inner voice. Maybe, you've gotten insight a few times in your life, but you're not really sure like where your intuition is and how you can relate to it or listen to it. So first of all, let's talk about the difference between intuition and ego. Very different things. Intuition is quiet, it's peaceful, it's in the background. The ego is often like very loud, almost screaming, like you know it's right there. And again, intuition's peaceful and calm, whereas the ego feels like urgent and it's a little anxious, like we have to do this. Intuition is more about expansion, and ego often contracts us into like one specific box, like we must do this. So very different energies. I would say in general, intuition is very calm and wise and peaceful, and ego can feel, not always, but it can feel very like almost demanding and anxious. Another way to look at it, this can be very helpful without all the labels, is just if something feels aligned and natural and effortless, then that's probably your intuition. If you have to make a big decision, but one of the options you just feel this deep sense of calm and conviction, I just know this is the right path. Even though maybe logically you have some doubts, it's like, I can just feel it. That's likely your intuition. If it's a thing where, you have anxiety and you feel like you'll miss out if you don't act fast, but you're not sure, you feel a little conflicted, then that's usually ego. So again, two very different energies we're talking about. But the good news is the more you can tune into and listen to your intuition, the stronger and clearer it becomes. It's like the more you develop that relationship, it's like you have this line of communication, and the more you can tune into that specific frequency of your intuition and listen to that voice, the louder that voice becomes. So whether you're someone new to this kind of work or you're more experienced, what can you do to tune in to that intuition more and more? Well, the first thing I'll say, you probably already know, is meditation. When you're meditating, we're basically taking all our energy from the outer world and the ego and everything external and bringing it inward. And so just removing our focus from the external through meditation and focusing on the internal, it's a great way to tune in to just these inner systems that we have. So I would first recommend meditation by far. Another thing you can do is, let's say you have a big decision. There's some decision you have to make, and ask yourself, what feels aligned for me right now? So again, we're not talking about logic. We're talking about the feeling. What feels like the right decision? What feels like the right thing to say or do, or the right path to take? Because that feeling and emotion, that's tapping into the intuitive sense a bit more. I mean, you can still sit down and write down the pros and cons of each decision and which one you might take, but think about the feeling. Think about the emotion behind it. And, the logic aside, which one feels like the right choice? Or maybe you have multiple options. Which one of those 10 options feels like it just feels right? Because that's what we're trying to tap into. We're trying to tap into that almost emotional, intuitive sense of where we should go. Another thing that may be helpful is pay attention to synchronicities. So again, using the example that you have some kind of a decision that you have to make. Are there little things that you notice, little synchronicities that maybe pop up around that decision, maybe sort of hinting at a specific way, or maybe after you've made the decision, you're reminded through a synchronicity that that was the right call? Pay attention to these things. Those synchronicities they can be little reminders or just little nudges from the universe telling you that you're on the right track. But look for those small signs and little signs and patterns that are maybe saying, hey, look over here, or after you've made a decision, they're saying, hey, you're on the right track, good job. I find that with so many things in our life, yes, we have to put in the effort and the hard work, and we need to figure out how we're going to get from point A to point B. But when we can learn to tap into that intuition, it makes our job so much easier, because we can start operating from this place of higher wisdom, and we can take aligned action. I mean, we still have to do the hard work in the 3D, in the physical world, for sure. But when you listen to that inner voice and you follow that guidance, when you learn to tap into that, it can just be incredibly powerful. It can save you a lot of heartache too. I mean, how many of you, I'm sure we all do, have examples in your life where that inner voice was telling you, don't do that thing, and you went ahead and did it anyway, and then you paid the consequences? I mean, that's your intuition as well. That's a painful way of learning, but so many of us have experiences like that as well, where yes, we knew better, but we still did it. And hopefully you at least learned the lesson and moved on. But again, to recap, your intuition is this really powerful thing. It's a really powerful way to help you align with your higher self and know which direction to focus your time and energy. So let this powerful force that you have within you, let it guide you and help you on your journey, because we all have enough to worry about and take care of. So any kind of wisdom and knowledge that we can apply, I mean, the more the better. So learn to tune into that inner voice and use it to help you on your path, your spiritual path, your manifestation path, and to create the life that you want. And if this video resonated with you, I'd love for you to join my newsletter below. The links are in the pinned comment and description, and join our growing community And you'll also get a free guided meditation that I created that's been really popular if you sign up now. So again, the link is just below. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.